Did you ever hear about someone all your life, and then you met them and you're like, they aren't like that at all? And you realize that the person that was talking to you had such strong emotions or filters that they were affecting how you saw the world. I just realized I've been doing that about Jesus. So, good morning. This is Aunt Beth. Welcome to my lamppost. I moved you real quick from my sewing room down to the basement because it's quieter. I was trying to talk to you, and the neighbor next door is scraping her windshield and talking on the cell phone, and I'm thinking, you didn't need to hear that. But anyway, I digress. I had an aha moment this week, and I wanted to share it with you. I was scrolling through YouTube videos, and I saw a picture, a trailer, an advertisement for The Chosen, and it was Jesus, the man who plays Jesus, with his arms out wide and a big smile on his face. And I thought, wow, he looks so happy to see us. And I don't think I ever thought of Jesus that way. Isn't that awful? You know, I've always thought of Jesus, you talk about him, a man of sorrows and well acquainted with grief, and he ever lives to make intercession, and da-da-da-da. And you think about when you show up in heaven, is he going to be happy to see me? I hope so. But that's ridiculous. I am letting all these weird ideas about Jesus affect my life. And I was thinking back to the one time where I actually saw a person respond like that to me. I'm going to cry. It was my mom. I had driven down, they were, had temporarily 10 years lived in Tennessee, and I had driven down there as a surprise for their 50th wedding anniversary. And I drove up, and my parents were out in the yard talking to somebody about their house. And my dad just, he just waves. He wouldn't look. My mom looked. She saw me, and she started running and screaming with her arms out open wide. She was so happy. And man, I think we all hope that that's the reaction that Jesus is going to have for us when we show up in heaven, instead of, oh, well, I'm glad you made it by the skin of your teeth. No, he's so excited to see us. His family coming home. And I don't know how I got this screwy idea in my head. But I know that from working that you should never let people manage your relationships with somebody else. It's just too critical. And, peer-to-peer I'm talking about, and you do have to respect the chain of authority, but peer-to-peer, you should be managing your relationships yourself. You shouldn't be depending on what somebody tells you another person is like when it's a critical relationship. I don't know how I got these screwy ideas, but I know I need to be a lot more intentional about how do I see Jesus? What are people saying? Does that line up with my relationship with him and my experience with him? And I'm thinking, maybe you get what you expect. So what am I expecting? Along those lines, in the New Testament, Jesus was talking about, servants that he asked him to do things, and one servant was so afraid of his master that he didn't do anything. pain. But I find the words really interesting. He said, out of your own mouth, I'll condemn you or I'll judge you. Meaning you get what you expect to some extent, you know. And I'm thinking, what am I expecting? How did I get so off track? How am I not seeing joy in the scriptures? You know, I don't know if it's just focused on, I'm so aware of my shortcomings. I'm ignoring the grace. Anyway, boy, it's challenged me in a whole new way. You know, just like some people that I know, and for years I was told certain things about them, and I don't have that kind of relationship with them at all. I have a totally different and much more positive relationship with them. But I have to intentionally take those past words, those paradigms out of my head when I'm dealing with them, interacting with them, and I'm thinking, the same has got to be true for my relationship with Jesus. So, thoughts today, maybe this helps you examine the paradigms that you've sort of unconsciously built up. Are they really real? You know, I was so grateful for seeing that picture and challenging myself on what do I think? So, seed thought to challenge you this week. Have a fabulous week. All God's best.